Mega Lucario EX is one of the most popular decks to rise after rotation, and it's super fun to play. Although Mega Lucario was released last year in the Mega Evolution expansion, it was unplayable during the whole time that Gardevoir EX was in Standard. Now that Gardevoir is gone, Lucario has become the second most popular deck in online tournaments. This deck is super consistent and beginner friendly, and in this video, I'll teach you how to win with Mega Lucario. The list I've been playing is based off the highest placing online tournament lists, as well as this 12th place list from a Korean tournament. I've opted to play more copies of important cards in order to be as consistent as possible, and I'll talk about other possible inclusions for the deck later. Mega Lucario is the main attacker for this deck. Its Aura Jab attack does 130 damage and lets you attach up to 3 discarded fighting energy to your benched Pokemon. This attack is great for knocking out single prize Pokemon, as well as setting up backup Riolus with energy. Mega Brave does 270 damage, which isn't enough to knock out other Mega Pokemon or Stage 2s, but with Premium Power Pro, which increases our damage by 30, we can reach those high numbers more easily. Hariyama's ability lets us boss up one of our opponent's bench Pokemon, which is really useful for knocking out Meowth or Pheasantipity EX with Aura Jab. Hariyama's Wild Press is also a pretty good attack for a 1 prizer, knocking out most basic 2 prizers with 1 Power Pro. Lunatone is our draw engine, with Lunar Cycle drawing us 3 cards as long as we discard a fighting energy, which we can recover with Aura Jab later. Solrock is also a great early game attacker since it does enough damage to knock out most basic pre-evolutions like Dreepy or other Riolus, and we play 1 Meowth EX, which lets us get any supporter from the deck. However, since Meowth EX is a 2-price Pokemon, you should avoid playing it unless you absolutely need to, or if you're going to win on that turn. The reason is that it messes up our prize trade since our opponent can win really fast by knocking out just 1 Solrock, a Lucario, and a Meowth EX. For supporters, I play 4 Lillie's Determination, which is our main draw supporter. We have 2 Dodge for Hand Disruption since Ionu is no longer in format. Team Rocket's Petrel lets us grab any trainer from the deck, which in most cases will be Unfair Stamp. Black Belt's training increases our damage output by 40, which we can use in addition to Power Pro, which increases our damage by 30. Wally's Compassion is an interesting inclusion as it lets us fully heal the Mega Lucario at the cost of returning all energy attached to our hand. However, most of the time we'll only have 1 or 2 energy attached anyway, so it isn't a huge downside. I play 2 copies of Air Balloon for retreating as well as 1 switch to counter Yveltal's Clutch or open the possibility of using Mega Brave 2 turns in a row with the same Lucario. We have 2 Gravity Mountain to make it easier for Lucario to one-shot Dragapult or Grimmsnarl. Finally, I have 11 basic fighting energy. Now, while some lists do play Rocky fighting energy, I'd only include it if you face Dragapult and Alakazam because it isn't super good in other matchups. There's no easy way to search it out of the deck, and also it can't be discarded with Lunar Cycle. In terms of alternate inclusions, the most common change I've seen is Maximum Belt instead of Unfair Stamp. While I do think that Unfair Stamp is better overall since Disruption is really weak in this format, Maximum Belt does allow you to hit higher numbers more easily, improving your Dragapult and Grimmsnarl matchup. Some players have Genesect in order to deny your opponent's ace back, i.e. Unfair Stamp, and if you want to play it, I would cut the 3rd Solrock. But personally, I've gone for consistency over tech cards in my list since it can be hard to find specific cards from your deck when you need them, as our only draw engine is Lunatone. Now let's go over the deck strategy. This deck prefers to go first, but going second isn't too bad as we have the option of Solrock on turn 1. Ideally, we want to achieve this board state, then on our next turn start using a Solrock or Lucario's Aura Jab to pressure our opponent while still setting up. In most games, we will try to use a Solrock, a Mega Lucario, potentially a Hariyama, then another Mega Lucario in order to force our opponent to take 8 prize cards to win. Now for our matchup guide. Dragapult Dusknoir is pretty favoured as we just evolve to Lucario as soon as possible, then pressure them with Mega Brave plus Power Press. However, straight Dragapult and Dragapult Blaziken are not great matchups, and you want to maintain a single prize board and only evolve Riolu once they have a Dragapult in play. You can play Rocky Fighting Energy as well to prevent Dragapult's Phantom Dive, but it's a super soft counter since they can just pick a different Pokemon to damage. These Dragapult variants play Clefairy, which is a -1 prize trade, so you'll always have to watch out. Alakazam is another matchup that isn't very good. Since their deck is all 1 prizes, it will be difficult to make positive prize trades. And additionally, the Alakazam line has resistance to fighting, which makes it harder for Solrock to take knockouts. In this matchup, I would use my Solrock with Power Pairs and try to take a few prize cards in the early game, and then pivot to Mega Lucario and spam Judge to make it hard for them to one-shot the Lucario. Rocky Fighting Energy can potentially improve this matchup since it negates Alakazam's damage counters, but most Alakazam lists play multiple copies of Enhanced Hammer already, which is pretty annoying. And Zoroark is a heavily favoured matchup. They don't have any ways to one-shot the Lucario, but watch out for chip damage such as Poison, since that will lead to knockouts. Mega Brave plus Power Pro will one-shot Zoroark, and in the early game, Solrock can just take out Zoruas. Grimmsnarl Frosslass is another favourite matchup. Ideally, save your Power Pro and Black Belt for the Grimmsnarl EX and pressure them early with Aura Jab. You should try to prioritise knocking out Frosslass so they can't use Monkey Dory effectively since they don't have any way to generate damage counters on their own side of the board. Watch out for Yveltal's Clutch as well. Wally's Compassion is great in this matchup since they don't have any way to one-shot our Lucario. Starmie Frosslass is an even matchup, and again I would target their Frosslass just so that they can't use Monkey Dory effectively. You need to make sure that you end turns with a hand size of 6 cards or less so that Mega Frosslass can't one-shot your Lucario. I've found this deck to be a little inconsistent, so just pressuring them with Lucario's Mega Brave for one-hit knockouts is usually enough to win games. Rocket's Mewtwo is by far our worst matchup since Lucario has weakness as Psychic. You have to target their Spidops and Tarantula so they can't get multiple one-shots on your Lucario. When you have 2 prize cards left, then go for the Mewtwo EX knockout. They also play Rocket's Archer, which disrupts their hand, so you always need to have your Lunatone and Solrock set up. Meganium Ogerpon is slightly unfavored for us and is terrible if they can set up quickly. If they do set up fast enough, you need to get Lucario up and pressure them back. Otherwise, just use Solrock and then Aura Jab with Power Pro on their first Teal Mask Ogerpon to 2-shot it. They play cards like Pheasantipity and Meowth, giving us easy prize cards with Hariyama. Now let's get into some games. Looks like we're against Starmie Frosslass. Not a terrible starting hand. I can grab my Lunatone. Reason I'm grabbing Lunatone is there's more Solrock in the deck than Lunatone, so if I play Lillie's Determination next turn, chances of me drawing Solrock are higher than chances of me drawing Lunatone, since it's 3 Solrock and 2 Lunatone. Okay, looks like we're against that Starmie Frosslass deck. He's got Poké Gear for nothing. And Crispin. Okay, so a pretty interesting list. Looks like he's going to be playing Monkey Dory as well. And 10 damage. So I can just Poké Pad, grab my Solrock. Solrock one-shots, but Aura Jab also one-shots. So I think I'm just gonna attach anyways, then Lillie's. Okay, so I might go Fighting Gong, grab this Riolu, and try and thin out the deck, then Lunar Cycle. Okay. Air Balloon, then play down a second Riolu, then yeah, 70 damage knockout. Okay, so if his hand is bad, we should just win from here. Okay, he's got another Puffin and an Ultra Ball. Maybe for Meowth? Yeah, there's a Meowth. Probably for Lillie's Determination. Yeah. Okay. He's got Poké Pad. There's a Monkey Dory. And he's also got Risky Ruins, which is not going to affect us too much since we already kind of played everything down on our bench. He's got Night Stretcher for the Dark Energy. Okay, this is kind of annoying. I think I should try and evolve to Lucario so that he can't get those double knockouts. Let me just Ultra Ball these, grab Solrock so I can Lunar Cycle again. Okay, Risky Ruins doing 20 damage. I can bump Risky Ruins. Yeah, I might do that. I could boss Meowth, or I could just Aura Jab him. I think I'm going to boss the Meowth, then next turn we're gonna see if we can try and knock out his Starmie in one blow. And also I'm not attaching that Fighting Energy so that I can Lunar Cycle it next turn. So when you play this deck, sometimes you have to think about whether you want to attach an energy or save it for a Lunar Cycle next turn. He's got Night Stretcher. Okay. Lillie's Determination. Oh no, the Mega Frosslass, that one-shots. Oh, I kind of forgot about that. Do I still have game? I need a Mega Lucario. I need my Mega Lucario. I'm just gonna promote Solrock since it's a easy retreat. 1 retreat cost. And if I don't get my Lucario, I can just hit him with that and it's not game over. Grab my Riolu. Okay. I think we have everything. 310 HP. Let's just grab that Mega Lucario. And then Meowth should be easy access to our black belt, bringing our damage output to 310. So yeah. GG's. Okay, so we could be against Meganium Ogerpon. They started Meowth, which is terrible for them. They got a Chikorita. I think I can get everything I need. I got Lunatone and Solrock already. Let me just price check. Then I can Poké Pad for my Maki and Poké Pad for my Riolu. This will be easy 70 damage and I might just judge. Not a great hand. Let's try and Lunar Cycle. Second Riolu. And Fighting Energy is good because we can Lunar Cycle next turn. So let's see what our opponent can do. Okay, you can place down Teal Mask. And a Poké Pad for Bayleaf. Okay, looks like he just has Meganium here, but no threats yet. I think what I want to do is just knock out that Meowth. He has 1 card in hand and it's definitely not a supporter, so I think I can just kind of take my time here, get set up while taking a knockout every turn still. I don't think I'm gonna go for boss during this early game because his setup is just so bad, there's no need. Let me just manually retreat, then hit him with the Aura Jab for weakness, which will be 2 prize cards. Okay, and he promotes the Ogerpon. Place down another Chikorita. Okay, he's gonna sacrifice this one. I might just knock it out instead of bossing because yes, this hand is terrible. I can go Petrel. Grab Fighting Energy. Honestly, I don't really need to do anything because I'm already so ahead. So let's just go Aura Jab. Take that prize card. I think the early game judge just really bricked his hand badly. He promotes Ogerpon. Still trying to save the Meganium. And bossing the Lunatone. It's not gonna work because we have energy as well as Air Balloon. Okay, he just passes. I can just Air Balloon this. Mega Brave will be knockout. I don't even need to Lunar Cycle. I don't think there's anything he can do at this point. Yep, and he just concedes. Okay, it looks like we're against Mega Lucario, so this will be our mirror match. They're going first, which is slightly better in the mirror match, I believe. Unless we can Solrock them, but looking at our hand, we don't have Power Pro, so it would be hard to get that first knockout on turn 1. They have not played down Riolu. Okay, there's their Riolu. I don't have any draw support. Okay, never mind. There's a Lillie. I'm just gonna grab our Lunatone. Actually, let's grab Riolu first. And then I might just Ultra Ball these to grab my Lunatone. Gravity Mountain is pretty useless in this matchup, then let's just Lillies. Okay, there's another there's our Solrock and another Lucario. Honestly, I might just attach, actually, just put it on the Riolu. I was considering not attaching it all so that I could Lunar Cycle, but honestly, maybe attaching to Riolu is better, because if they get early Lucario, I have the potential of one-shotting it really early. Okay, there's a Charge, so... Okay, this hand is so bad compared to our old one. They're kind of trapped by their Makuhita. They don't have Air Balloon. So, I think I'm gonna Lunar Cycle. Okay, I have an Air Balloon, which is good. I could go Aura Jab this turn and just pressure them. I have everything I need. Okay. Let me just retreat to my Riolu. Attach energy, then Ultra Ball these away for my EX. And I can get a huge Lily's Determination here. Unfair Stamp in hand. Let's go evolve this second Riolu and then just Aura Jab them. Now I have energy on my second Lucario, so if they try and one-shot me, always have my backup ready. They go Poké Pad. Getting their backup Makuhita, then Ultra Balling. Okay, they're playing Pheasantipity down, but that's just easy 2 prizes for us. Okay, there's a Judge, so we lose our Unfair Stamp. And they do get the energy of the 4 cards. So we're going to be getting Aura Jabbed here. Isn't too terrible. I don't have a way to one-shot Lucario, so I'm thinking maybe I should just Aura Jab them back and knock it out next turn for 3 prize cards. And then knock out Pheasantipity for the game. I could Meowth for Petrel and then grab Power Pro, then Black Belt to one-shot, but honestly it might be a bit too much. I think if I just Aura Jab, it's gonna be fine. Okay. I'm just gonna use this Solrock so that he can't take 3 prizes off my Lucario. Next turn, I can just one-shot it using my Mega Brave. Okay, he just goes Aura Jab, so yeah, that will be 3 prize cards for us. And I can also promote my non-damaged Lucario so that he can't one-shot it unless he has Black Belt plus Power Pro. So we go grab my backup Riolu. Play Solrock because my one got knocked out. And I'll play Gravity Mountain just thin the deck out. Okay, so at this point I'm just trying to set up checkmate for the next turn because what I need is Boss's Orders or Hariyama so I can grab that Pheasantipity and knock it out. So I played the second Makuhita, so if he knocks out this Makuhita and then plays something like Hunt for a Stamp, I'll still have some way to get Hariyama in play. Okay, let's see if he can get a Lucario out. And if he doesn't play any hand disruption, I'll just win on the next turn because I have Hariyama in hand already. Okay, he plays his Hariyama, bossing up the damaged Mega Lucario. Maybe he's gonna try. Okay, yeah, he can Mega Brave or knockout. Just wondering if he does have Unfair Stamp in hand. There's a Lucario. Poké Pad. Okay, he's getting another Riolu down. Okay, there's the Unfair Stamp. So, I have Lillie's Determination, which is 6 cards. We'll see if I can get Hariyama out of this. Should be pretty likely. I'm gonna go promote my Makuhita because it has an air balloon. Might as well just burn this, thin out the deck, and... Okay, we do not get Hariyama, but we have one more chance with Lunar Cycle. And still no Hariyama. So, I'm probably just gonna have to smack him with my Mega Lucario, and the only way we lose is if he has Black Belt plus Power Pro or 3 Power Pros. Okay, never mind. He can't do 3 Power Pros because he's already played 2 of them, so I could just Aura Jab him here and then knock out next turn. Let me just attach Air Balloon so that he can't boss the Makuhita to try and trap it. Then Aura Jab him, and yeah, let's just charge these up. Okay, he gets the second Mega Lucario EX in play, so he could retreat to it and try to be annoying, but he does need to disrupt my hand again because I do have boss. So we'll see if he plays Judge. Okay, Wally's Compassion. I still have game on next turn, thankfully. There's a Power Pro. And he's just going Aura Jab. Okay, this is gonna be GG's. Let me go Black Belt, Power Pro, then just one-shot his Lucario. And that's all. Thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe.